Welcome viewers, click the red button to subscribe and press bell icon to get all updates. The minimum wage argument isn't a complicated one. Raising an employer's payroll cost causes them to cut workers or raise prices. Especially when we are talking about small businesses. Your job is worth a certain dollar amount to your employer and the government shouldn't be getting in the way of that. But, in places like Seattle that seems to be the popular idea. Seattle raised the minimum wage to $13 and guess what happened? Low-wage workers were the ones who got hurt. From the Daily Wire. According to a new paper from the National Bureau of Economic Research. Using a variety of methods to analyze employment in all sectors paying below a specified real hourly rate, we conclude that the second wage increase to $13 reduced hours worked in low-wage jobs by around 9%, while hourly wages in such jobs increased by around 3%. Consequently, total payroll fell for such jobs, implying that the minimum wage ordinance lowered low-wage employees' earnings by an average of $125 per month in 2016. Evidence attributes more modest effects to the first wage increase. We estimate an effect of zero when analyzing employment in the restaurant industry at all wage levels, comparable to many prior studies. Ben Shapiro summed it up very well as usual. In other words, restaurants didn't fire anybody, they just put them on part-time shifts and cut back their hours. That shouldn't be a surprise, since that's precisely what always happens every time the government places an extra burden on employers. One of the great myths of minimum wage movement, and the central planning movement as a whole, is that business owners aren't operating at a slim margin, but raking in dollars to hide in their Scrooge McDuck money bins, depleting the potential income of their employees. But that's not true. Thanks to competition, and competition is fierce in industries that employ minimum wage workers, profit margins are never enormous. Even in 2013, a booming year for the restaurant business, Capital IQ estimated the average profit margin for restaurants at 2.4%. Profitability varies by chain as well, and by local franchise. That's the strangest part about the liberal position on the minimum wage. They claim they are trying to help the poor, but the poor people get hurt by these laws. Low-wage workers are the ones who find their hours slashed or jobs cut. In fast food, automation really appears like it's the future, and liberals are actually making sure that future happens sooner than it needs to by pushing these wage increases, and they don't seem to understand what they are doing at all.